All right, my favorite segment and yours is coming up. Reacting to the craziest TikToks of the week. I haven't seen these. My producer picked them, so let's get them rolling.
So I got served today at the pharmacy, and I'm not saying men can't look like this, because please go off, kings. But like, I'm not doing damage to masculinity. I think y'all are when you serve me, when you call me a man, right? Like, I'm not a man. Don't consider me for the pool of men. And maybe the people who are like, oh, masculinity is in decline, well, stop thinking I'm doing anything with it. I'm not part of that equation. Count me out.
Oh my word. I actually just feel sorry for the guy. Like, he reminds me, you know, like in the olden days when you'd go to the circus and there'd be a bearded lady exhibit, like, it's him. That's who it is. And he's fallen prey for the grooming that led him to believe that he's a woman. No, he's a man, and he has a beard, for goodness sake. This is what the left does, though. They want you to look at something that's obvious, that's objectively true, that you know, not because you are taught, but just because you know it's objective truth, it's reality, that this is a man, and they want to tell you, don't believe your lying eyes. That isn't a man, even though it is a man with a beard who happens to have a sort of ugly haircut and is wearing a crop top, which isn't something that men typically wear. They want you to believe that that's a woman. It is not a woman.
E is diversity, and that means you just expand your pool of potential applicants to people who you might not otherwise have access to. You know, to look where you didn't look before, to look where other people aren't looking for quality employees. That's simple. And the E in equity means when you hire somebody, you put them in a position to succeed. The I in inclusion is when you've hired somebody and they may not be typical, if you will, right? You show them some love and give them the support they need so they can do their job as best they can and feel comfortable and confident going to work. It's that simple.
Okay, so that's false, but here's the thing. I don't know if that's his own personal philosophy, that's a fine way of looking at the philosophical idea of DEI, right? But he's wrong in the sense that when we have DEI in corporations, DEI that's used as hiring standards, that is not how DEI is defined when it comes to governmental regulations or these woke corporations. When it comes to those things, and he should know better, actually. We'll get to that in a second. But when it comes to woke corporations implementing DEI or government mandating DEI, diversity is not diversity of thought. It's not diversity of opinion. It's not diversity of experience. It is tokenism. It means that someone is being judged just on the basis of their skin color or their sex, whether they're a man and a woman. And that results in discrimination. That's wrong. That's what the D in DEI is. The E is equity. Equity does not mean equality. It doesn't mean, hey, let's level the playing field. Let's make sure that everyone has a fair shot here. Equity is essentially socialism. It's redistribution of wealth. It means we're not going to start you on a level playing field. We're going to make sure that the result of everyone's efforts, everyone's achievements, or lack thereof, the result is the same. And so again, in order to achieve equal outcome versus equal opportunity, you have to discriminate against someone. Because human nature, naturally, some people achieve higher levels of certain things. Like, you know, take Mark Cuban's basketball team. Those people have achieved a higher level of basketball than I ever will. But the right thing to do would not be to put me on that basketball team and pretend that I'm as good as them. It would be to acknowledge that they're better at basketball than I am. And that's okay, because I have other skill sets that I might be better than someone else at. We all have unique skill sets. Equality means equal opportunity. Equity means equal outcome, and it's socialism and it's discrimination, and it's wrong. Inclusion, again, the word might sound benign, but inclusion does not mean including everyone. In fact, it's the opposite of that. Inclusion means religious persecution. It means that Christians specifically, or other religious people, are going to be forced to indulge the delusion of people who have anti-Christian viewpoints. And the example of this is, of course, the transgender ideology. I shouldn't be forced as a Christian to say that a man who is identifying as a woman is a woman. I shouldn't be forced to use neo-pronouns. I shouldn't be, that shouldn't be taught in public schools. But under this header of inclusion, including these transgender people doesn't mean allowing them to attend class. It means propagating the ideology, the false ideology that contradicts reality, natural law, objective truth. And that's what DEI is when it comes to government mandating DEI or woke corporations propagating DEI. So whatever Mark Cuban's personal beliefs on DEI, they're actually kind of irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It might make a difference in whether he's a good person or a bad person, but his understanding of it has no bearing on what the reality of DEI is in these corporations and government.
He's a rogue, all right, notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women.
Are you his daughter?
and fast cars.
You should from now on address me.
Okay, that's Willie Brown. This is a montage of Willie Brown. And who turned around? Who's that next to him? Look at that on the right.
If ever a
That's
man
Kamala
and
Harris.
a municipality were made for each other, it is this man, this place.
And then that reporter asked, are you his daughter? That is hysterical. Are you his daughter? And she goes, no. Well, if you're a 29-year-old stupping a 60-year-old married man because you want him to appoint you to a certain political position, you deserve a question like that. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.